Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Kalyan, senior doctors from various city hospitals, guests from outside, representatives from Roche. First of all, my apologies that I could not be here on time, but nevertheless, I'm happy to get a chance to be here and share some important thoughts with you. In fact, one of the things which I'll be mentioning later in my speech will really be music to your ears. So, at least for that announcement, I guess it is worth waiting for this 30-40 minutes that I made you wait. But nevertheless, I would like to first of all congratulate GenepoweRx for putting together this discussion forum, conducting regular knowledge series on a topic which is very, very important. I remember we are in October 22. I think it happened in June 2020. There is a European organization, a European body which represents the world of genomics in Europe, and they had organized a webinar. In those days, all the interactions were happening over webinars, and I was also invited as a speaker. And I realized there that the contribution that I was making in that webinar was way, way below what they were talking about. So in Europe, they are at one level, and we are literally at the very beginning. So since then, we have started taking interest in this world of genomics and genomic medicine in particular. And the theme of the discussion session today, meeting unmet medical needs, is something which is very, very apt. It is difficult to overstate the promise of genome medicine, which includes three distinct but interrelated technologies: gene therapy, genetically engineered cell therapy, and gene editing. They hold the potential to be life changers for patients, game changers for healthcare investors, and game enders for incumbents who fail to respond to the pressure to innovate. And again, as I read the list of participants and speakers, I'm very happy. Intuitively also, I would have guessed that representatives from these hospitals would be taking the lead, and my guest has come true. People from, let us say, Yashoda, AIG, CARE. These are the leading hospitals in the forefront of innovation. So I'm very happy that all of you are together brainstorming and perhaps going to guide us in something very important that I'm going to share in a while from now. To meet the increasing demand for newly approved and upcoming therapies, there is still a long inventory of challenges to overcome, from manufacturing, supply chain, regulatory, reimbursement, market accessibility, and more. A concerted action is required to be taken to build world-class infrastructure and capabilities in the country that brings together all the stakeholders for accelerating the affordable development and commercialization of new age curative therapies. In this context, Telangana government is working on developing a center of excellence on genome medicine with the overall objective of developing and delivering affordable, transformative, genetic-based therapeutics for India and the region in the short term, and to the world in the long term. So this is the key announcement which I was looking forward to share with you, that very shortly, in a matter of few months, there will be a center of excellence on genome medicine, and I would welcome all of you to not just become members in that, but actually lead the initiative, because we would like the professionals to run these kind of centers of excellence, as has been true of everything else that we do under the government. I would also like to highlight that Hyderabad brings the right set of mix required to take forward and develop the segment of genomic medicine in India. Hyderabad is not only a hub for more than 5,000 big and small hospitals, but also has a lot of companies in the Genome Valley which have been working in the field of gene therapy. Genome Valley offers a specialized life sciences environment, including biologics, vaccine development and manufacturing, vivariums, polyhouse, pilot plants, and production. Hyderabad is also a very important technology hub one of the fastest growing technology hubs in the APAC region. And of course, this is due to a variety of factors, multiple factors, which include the enabling environment which the government has created, the affordability of doing business here, talent which is available in large proportions, and also the fact that unlike other comparable cities, for example, Bangalore or Delhi or Pune, the ability to work together, collaborate is seen to be much more in a city like Hyderabad than other cities. Hyderabad is also home to some of the biggest tech companies, and I don't need to name them, but because all of you are in the medical fraternity, I'm sure you would be aware that, in fact, since Roche is one of the kind of co-organizers of this event, some of you may be aware, and I'm sure the representative who is going to speak from on behalf of Roche, they will tell you that they have this center which is called GATE, and they, of course, Hyderabad is not the first one that they have established. The first one, I guess, is in Bangalore, if I'm not mistaken. But the second one has been established recently in Hyderabad. And when we inaugurated it formally, we kind of sensed that the desire within Roche to really bank upon the Hyderabad center, make it big, add more and more verticals here, that was very much apparent. So Roche is one very good example of how we can bring a kind of set of circumstances in which biology meets technology. Novartis is another very good example. Some of you may be aware that Novartis has a huge footprint in Hyderabad. Close to 9,000 people work there, and no manufacturing happens here. Typically when we tell outside that Novartis has 9,000 people in Hyderabad, the automatic question is which drugs do they manufacture here? But the answer is that they don't do any manufacturing. 9,000 odd people are involved in doing digital drug discovery, in doing trials, in monitoring their CRMs and things like that. So the opportunity to do technology enabled work related to genomics is also very high here in Hyderabad. And that is a very important competitive advantage that we offer as compared to other cities. And as I mentioned already, we offer the best in class policy support and business friendly environment to commence and conduct your businesses seamlessly. When I mentioned about the European conference that I had attended, the webinar that I had attended, and lots of discussions were happening related to regulations, because there are certain issues in cell and gene therapy, etc., where the regulatory framework is not very clear. And if you come across any kind of regulatory challenge, then please do not hesitate at all to bring it to our knowledge, because this is one responsibility that we take very, very seriously, because obviously there are some state regulations, but in these kind of domains, there are national regulations which actually come in the way. And over the last 8 years, in multiple areas, not just healthcare or biotechnology, in various other areas also, government has taken very strong steps to ensure that regulations which are required for the industry, required for the growth of the country, those are modified and tailor-made, and our success rate is pretty high. So in the world of genomic medicine as well, if there are any regulatory obstacles that you face, please feel free to take help from us in getting these modified, etc. I'm also happy to share with you that some of you may be aware about it, because it has been reported quite widely here, that our state has launched an initiative called the Citizen Health Profiling, and in 2 districts this has been piloted, the districts of Sirsila and Mulug. And the purpose of doing this health profiling, citizen health profiling, is actually to encourage and develop genomic medicine eventually. Under this project, the health department personnel have gone door to door to collect details pertaining to the health of all the family members, all individuals. It's a 100% data collection, and compile the data. And there are about 58 fields on which data is being collected. And once we kind of consolidate it and make it public, you will also be able to appreciate that many trends about the population as a whole from these 2 districts of Sirsila and Mulug will actually give a very strong impetus of applying genomic based, personalized medicine based solutions. So we are fully committed to support the segment of genomic medicine. The government will continue to work towards advancement of healthcare in our state, and hopefully whatever we do in our state will eventually become a role model for the country as a whole. But more than anything else, the key point which I want to mention is that I'm very happy that this kind of a community has been built up, which kind of has been working on in your own individual medical institutions. You have been working on the issue of personalized medicine, gene therapy, etc. But collectively, how can we benefit, and how can we advance treatment and care in certain domains where this particular intervention seems to be the best suited. So when the center of excellence gets established, as I said, it's a matter of months. We are kind of preparing the template, the governance structure and all that. As I offered earlier also, please play a very active role. I mean, it is something which, as I said, should be owned and operated by you. While the government will, of course, take care of funding and all those other requirements, but in terms of operations, in terms of finalizing the priorities, in terms of commissioning research, preparing the findings, disseminating, conducting these kind of conferences, seminars, the Center of Excellence will play a very important role, and you should lead it rather than anyone else. But all the same, I'm very happy that I saw the themes that you have chosen to discuss today, and I'm happy that domain experts are here, people with lots of experience, people who practice are going to share their experiences, etc. But do remain engaged with us. I mean, I have come here, as you notice, I'm reading from a prepared speech, so I'll go away. But given the fact that we are devoting lots of time and effort to put together that center of excellence, we want it to really give positive outcomes, and part of the responsibility should be shouldered by you also. So please do stay engaged. I mean, I'll leave in a short while, but please keep meeting us regularly, keep track of how the center of excellence is progressing. I would like, we are going to kind of disseminate a concept paper to seek ideas and views about the mandate of that center of excellence from all of you. Please share it. I would request Dr. Kalyan to take responsibility personally to ensure that all the members read it, review it, offer their comments. And tomorrow, once it goes live, we really kind of collaborate the way we collaborate in so many other things. So once again, good wishes for the knowledge sessions, the panel discussions that you are going to have. And thank you very much for having me today. Thank you.